Getting set for the restart here in the Ford 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. We might mention Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 88 car, was a wave around. Now he is back on the lead lap. And the 20 car of Joey Logano has been on and off pit road to repair an end plate on the wing of his car. He is still on the lead lap. Denny Hamlin, our leader, Kurt Busch in second spot. And look at this three-wide battle. Kyle Busch right there beside Jeff Gordon. Oh, there comes Harvick, and there is Casey Kane.
That was razor thin right there for Kyle Busch to slide up.
And here's the 48 and 77. Remember, they got together off turn 2 at Texas.
Oh, that was a close call right there.
This time it's almost Jimmy that goes up and gets into the 77 of Hornish. And they are 9th and 10th, by the way.
Hey, Jimmy's looking at this. Why can't this be easier? Man, there's a lot of action around this 48.
Harvick and Gordon. There's the 48 car. Look right behind. Here comes the 99 car. Remember Carl Edwards talking about how good his car would get as it got darker and the track changed. Now Edwards makes the pass.
Haven't been able to say that a lot. Edwards making a pass. He's struggled a lot. So nice to see him up there running.
We mentioned at Roush Fenway, he has won 5 in a row here, 5 consecutive years, with Carl Edwards pulling off the double win last year in the Nationwide and the Cup car.
See Sam Hornish go way up the racetrack there in turns 1 and 2.
Watching this Hornet's nest back here where Jimmy Johnson is just trying to stay out of trouble. May lose another position, the Truex. That's 10th and 11th.
Jimmy able to make a nice run off the bottom of the racetrack there. See if he can make that work down here in 1 and 2 and get by Clint Boyer and Casey Kane. Casey fighting back hard, though.
Casey coming back on the outside. We might mention David Reagan just on and off pit road a moment ago. He had a tire rub. They had to come in and pull the fender out on his Ford. Now, while you watch this battle, I'll remind you, Denny Hamlin is the leader. Kurt Busch second. Jeff Burton third. Kyle Busch. Jeff Gordon. Then Harvick. Then this group back here. There's the 2 and the 31. Second and third.
We see Jeff Burton really wheeling that car. I can see that steering turn to the right through the middle of the corner, but look how fast he gets up off the corner.
We talk about the performance Jeff Burton put in at Phoenix last week when he was driving the car literally sideways coming up off the corner. And Jeff was talking about he learned that's how you got to drive these cars if they're going to be fast.
Well, he said, you know, he just found out that he can make it feel comfortable and the car doesn't go as fast, or he can just work hard as a driver, and this is the kind of things results that you get from that. So yeah, it's not as easy. These cars are more difficult to drive. He's learning to do that now. Dave?
Kurt Busch during practice on Saturday had lack of overall grip. They've been searching for that tonight as well. But Kurt running that high line seemed to be where he found most of it. Pat Tryson told me this morning he expected Kurt to run from the middle to the high all night long. And as long as he's got Burton down there, as you can see, he can keep behind him. Vince?
Well, in a similar situation for Jeff Burton, they've been searching for grip all weekend long as well, although the balance has been pretty good. Well, what a combination it's been for Burton and Todd Berrier since they hooked up at Talladega. 3 straight top 10s. They've had a couple of top 5s here in the last 3 races. And Jeff ran the Nationwide race last night, and he said that he thought that was going to help him a little bit tonight, guys, in regards to they ran the same tire, and they thought that the track would have similar tendencies this evening. So we'll see if that maybe pays off down the stretch of this race.
Paying off right now for him, indeed, that is the case. And what about the 5 car of Mark Martin? He's now being shown in the 13th position behind Mears and Truex Jr. Now we'll show you the points now. Things have sort of rerouted a little bit. Jimmy Johnson is our points leader. You see Mark Martin now 135 back, showing in 13th spot. Jeff Gordon another 30 back, running 5th. And Kurt Busch, who's all the way up to 2nd position, gaining some ground, but now back 4th overall right now in the chase point standings.
It seems like the cooler the track gets, Mark, gets a little bit better. It's not like night and day, no pun intended, but it's still getting better. It's the right direction for Mark. He can keep working on this car. I believe he can get up there.
And here again with so many cars on the lead lap right now, with 33 cars still on the lead lap and only 3 cars out of the race, anything can happen. There's Jimmy Johnson you saw a moment ago.
Let's see battle here. I think Jeff Burton getting to the inside of the 2 car actually forced him into another line, and he's actually caught Denny Hamlin now.
Both of them moving in. Toyota of Hamlin, Dodge for Kurt Busch, and Chevy for Jeff Burton.
As a driver, sometimes you get forced into those situations as to where you have to run, and it actually lets you find something a little bit different. And now Kurt Busch is up here ready to take the lead from Denny Hamlin.
Can't say enough about what this 2 team has done. The Blue Deuce, it was announced that their crew chief, Pat Trosson, will be leaving back before the chase even began. They mentioned it at Richmond. He would be leaving when the season was over. They could have folded their tents and gone home, but they have not done that. They have persevered and performed.
You got to hand it to them. They really have done a good job.
Yeah, and you know, you hear say so many times when teams are going to make changes and things. Well, the way I always looked at it, you signed up for the whole year, so why not go ahead and make it happen? But when they said that the crew chief couldn't come to the race shop during the week, I thought that was a pretty big mistake. But Pat Trosson and Kurt Busch, to their credit, have made this work, and here they are trying to battle their way into the top 3 and win another race in the chase tonight.
Still haven't announced a crew chief, by the way, for 2010 for that 2 car. Here's a 24 car. There's Gordon, Harvick, and Jimmy Johnson. They're being shown 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Even though these guys are running right up there, I think it's interesting as we've transitioned now the racetrack a little bit. We see different characters up there at the front. We saw Harvick strike out earlier as he tries to make the pass now.
Kurt Busch looking on the inside of the 11 car and can't quite make the pass as Hamlin will pull him off the corner.
So now what's this going to do? Denny Hamlin was forced up there. Maybe he'll learn something. See him now working up top. Going to let Kurt try the bottom side.
Well, Hamlin just motors off that top groove and pulls him by another car length.
Yeah, although we say the top, they're not right against the wall like we saw some guys making time really early in the race. I don't think we're going to see that be the groove, but I think you're going to have to be middle to the upper portion of the track. It's what we saw Kyle Busch do last night when he won the nationwide race.
7 championships represented in that battle on the left side of your screen. The 4-time champ Jeff Gordon and the maybe soon to be 4-time champion Jimmy Johnson on the inside, taking the spot away.
I think you do a fine job of passing, my man.
That's Earl Barbin, the spotter for Jimmy Johnson.
Let's update Jeff Gordon. Jamie.
Well, one of the goals for Jeff Gordon coming into this race was to protect the points position for Hendrick Motorsports. That was one of our big stories going into this race. They want to finish 1, 2, and 3. Well, when he was flustered back there, his car wasn't running so well. Kurt Busch had taken over that 3rd spot. Well, now Jeff Gordon's car is coming to life. The changes they made on the last stop paid off. His car was a little loose, but it's tightening up, getting better, and he's back in 3rd position.
Indeed he is, and back up front, the 2 car continuing to try to work on Denny Hamlin to make the pass.
They just follow up a little bit on Jeff Gordon. As I've watched him around here, though, it looks like he's struggling a little bit getting his car into the corner. I don't know if that's a loose situation or he just won't turn quite as good as he wants to, but they're probably going to have to make one more adjustment before they get it where Jeff really likes it.
Well, you saw Denny Hamlin go all the way down to the bottom of the racetrack in that turn and actually pull away by about 3 car lengths over Kurt Busch. Back after this message and a word from our ABC stations.